recording. All right, December 15th. We started on October. Well, actually, we started probably September. So this is the last Zoom because we have been doing the Speak, Sell, Shine for a minute. And we had the follow-up for, I think it was 8 weeks or so. And so I had Mark really kind of do like a recap of different things. But today I really want to talk about how we end our talks. Talkadot is our speaker today. He's one of the sponsors that we had. You know, we talked about him just about every single Zoom between that and PitchDB, because those are like what I call the game changers for you, the way we used to do. Now, there is a metaphor that I find that someone spoke to me last week. They said, Pam, I've got to get off this horse. And you know what horse I'm talking about. I'm like, no. She said, that merry-go-round. She says, I've been going around and around and around and not really getting anywhere. And so what I wanted you all to do with the Speak, Sell, and Shine is to move forward. So sometimes it feels like, oh my God, Pam is just giving me a water hose of too much information. But what I know for real, there's Eric. Oh, he missed a picture. What I know for real is that information does change the seasons of your life. So the more information you have and implementation changes. But even if you just get the information in around people that you see that are doing the same type of things, hey, Eric, it will change. So say, for instance, you're trying to go on a diet and you're reading all about nutrition and diet food and reading about exercises. Eventually, you will be motivated to do something with all of the information because it's changing the seasons of your life. You can't stay the same if you're paying attention to the information that you're paying attention to. Yes, I've got to speak. Yes, I have got to sell. Yes, I've got to put myself out there and shine. Those are the main critical things. Yes, I have a press release. Yes, I'm going to even has a one sheet. Yes, I have a speaker reel. Yes, I know who to pitch to now. Now I know how to really write my brand using AI. I mean, all of the tools are there. And now the next phase after this is ready, set, go, speak. You have been in the ready, the set, and the go phase. And now it's just really speaking. But not only, this is what I also know for sure, that you learn more when you teach something. So anything that you have learned in Speak, Sell, Shine, any ahas, Lynetta's not here. I had a call with her last week that she can teach. And I remember someone was telling me about what Lynetta said. She had like an aha moment and it just helped move her forward. Because one of the things that I don't want you all to do is to stay stuck. The minimum for a keynote, I put it in the Telegram yesterday, which I won't be posting in Telegram, I'll be posting in Ready, Set, Go. But in Telegram yesterday, the starting for a keynote is $5,000. That is the starting. So I want you all to have that vision on a vision board somewhere that I need at least one of those a month. At the very least, I want you to run out the gate in January and get that. Hey, Dawn, because that is really the promise that we want you all to have and to see and to know is possible. Ryan, I don't know if he's going to come on, but he has a book that I want you all to get about selling because sometimes we don't know what to say. But at the very least, last week, Ariel, Ron was here and he asked, how many pitches are you doing a month? And the most that anybody said, and that was YB, and you know, YB is a customer. Mm-hmm. He said 5 a month. 5. You can't be great with 5 pitches a month, right? So that was kind of like, I want you all to understand that. So if there's things that you have learned that you want to share, like how to price my things or how to network and collaborate, how to Tari, there she is right there. She's, you know, how to maximize your New York, the Times Square billboard, you know, those kind of things. It's like, what did you learn? And to teach and to share and to encourage and inspire. And it edifies you because the more you teach something, the better you get at whatever you're teaching. So that's really the main thing. The reason I want you all to pull this up, because this is one of the workbooks, because it has all our resources in it, but also in the Telegram group, it had all of the contracts, all of the pitches, what to say, what a writer looks like, all of those things that happen before. Well, some things happen before to pitch, to speak, and then the process of the negotiation. Like, what does all of that look like? And making sure that, oh my God, who has the rights to this? So all that was put in the telegram, because those are the things that bureaus would give you. So if you don't have a bureau, then those things you have to take on your own self to do. The talk-a-dot is something that once you are on stage and you have finished, how to leverage it into more speaking opportunities and to make sure that people know that you are for hire. That's really, really key. Now, once you're on stage, that whole process, what we're going to do next is like, how do you shape your talks so that they are, there's YB, shape those talks so that they are maximized. If you're just doing the talk and you get 5,000, but maybe that one talk can equal 100,000 if you position yourself right, because they can go on and hire you as a consultant, or other people can bring you in. But just that part, just getting to the stage is one part, but then there's other opportunities as well. People who come up to you afterwards and they want to talk to you, and I don't want to steal Ariel's thunder, but you may not have time to talk to them because you're busy talking to everybody else. So the talk-a-dot is that system. So anyway, Ariel, I'm going to, hey YB, I'm going to allow you to share. All right. Do you want to share screen or no?
Yeah. I'll share screen.
Okay. So you, hey Eric. All right. Okay. So I allowed you to share screen. Oh, you could share. I let you send me the file, but
yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. So you could do
Cool.
that.
Cool.
The other quick thing that on Sunday is the PAM Masterclass, stands for Promotion, Amplify, and Marketing. If you all want to join, you can. If you all join, if you come on, I want you all to speak and tell me what you learned from Speak Sell Shine. All right. And that's really about the 3 pillars, like promoting, amplifying, and marketing. Marketing is another word for sales. So make sure that you could do that. I don't know who this number is. 204-240. It says a guest. I don't know who that is. And they don't have a face. I don't know if it's a photobomb person. Okay, Ariel, you could go on, okay? I'm going to try and figure out who that person is. I'm going to text them, okay?
I saw Alexa say that she was going to dial in, that she was off camera.
Oh, okay. Is that her? Okay. All right. Is that her?
If in 2023 we're still getting Zoom bombers, that'd be amazing, because that would be, that's someone stuck in 2020. That'd be incredible.
Like, what is that? Okay. 240-493. Who are you?
I don't know. She just said, hi, guys, I'm off camera. I'm going to call in. So okay. I assumed it was her.
Okay. All right. So we'll mute. Okay. All right. Very good. Very good. All right. Ariel, you could go. You all know that we've been talking about talk-a-dot. So Ariel is the creator, founder of it. So he's going to give us an abbreviated version of it, because I think I told him how you started it, but
yeah. So no, let's jump into out of curiosity, and let me actually go back into view, because this is going to make sure I'm speaking to everyone. Do me a favor, raise your hand if you've booked your first paid talk already. How many people have booked their first paid talk? Okay, great. How many people are still in that journey, like you're getting started and that's why you're here with Pam? Okay, cool. So for those of you who've already done paid talks, for those of you who are getting started, this is all going to be applicable. I might talk to 2 different kind of use cases so that it's appropriate. But here's what happens. Now, whether you've booked your paid talk or not, if you do a talk, there is a lead that is the most highly qualified lead, period. I don't care what anyone tells me. I don't care what anyone says. In my opinion, if someone is in my audience and they see me speak and they come up to me at the end of the stage, at the end of the presentation, and they're by the stage and they go, that was amazing. I'd love to get you to come speak at my event. There's no lead better, stronger than that, because literally they've seen you do your thing. They know that you could do your thing well, and they've decided they want to engage with you. So the goal at every speech, and this is what you'll hear as you start building momentum, it's this kind of, it could be maddening in the beginning, because I remember this. I would go up to really successful speakers and I would say, Oh my gosh. Jeez Louise, hold on. I got food in my teeth and I just noticed it. Now I can't unsee it. Hold on. I got to drink some water. Hold on.
I don't have you on the big screen and I didn't pin you, so that's okay.
Okay, hold on. Oh man, it's so uncomfortable because I can't. Okay, I got it. I couldn't unsee it. I couldn't move on from it. All right, I can.
That's why I like Ariel. He is so real and down to earth.
Just
okay? And he used to be a youth speaker. So if you were a youth speaker, the kids would just be like, they done took pictures and put it all on social media.
Listen,
you're viral on TikTok.
I've got more than enough battle scars to prove that if you see something in between your teeth, you better get it quick, because you don't want that being the record of it. So right. Having someone come up to you afterwards, it's by far the biggest lead. And the thing that can get frustrating is that when you talk to someone who's really experienced, someone who's like crushing it, those high 6-figure, high 7-figure speakers, and you ask them, well, what do you do to get business? They always say the same thing: nothing. They just come to me. People just reach out to me, and then like I just sit back and just collect all these businesses, and you're like, what? And what they're not sharing with you, and I want you to understand the bigger system of the speaking game. What they're not sharing with you is that they're actually speaking at the kinds of events, whether they realize it or not, that have people in the room who have the ability to book you for other speaking engagements. So what happens is one speaking engagement begets another, and that speaking begets another. The challenge is, in the beginning, you're speaking at events where typically people can't book you to speak, right? So, it's like, hey, my daughter is having a quinceañera. Would you mind doing a motivational speech at my daughter's? And you're like, it's the beginning. Sure, I'll do it. I'll do everything that you want me to. But there's really, no one there. But when you start getting into like the bigger fish, everyone in that room potentially is either well connected or in a place to book you. So what you want to do and what you want to start doing.
Can I give them an example of what you just did? And you were in Michigan, and I was mad that I didn't get to see you, but you were with the Association of Organizational Executives, I believe it is.
No, it was the Michigan Society of Association Executives, the MSAE.
Yes, Michigan Society of Association Executives, exactly. Yeah. The Michigan Society of Association Executives, and that's an association of organization executives. So that is a good example of what Ariel did. Is that each city, Texas, everybody, California, they have their own association of that, but it's associations of associations.
That's right. So when I look at speaking, there are speaking engagements where I kind of hope that there's people in my audience who can book me to speak. And then there's very intentional, what I call biz dev presentations that I do. So when I was speaking for MSAE, the Michigan Society of Association Executives, that was 100% biz dev. Now, am I going to go out there and serve and give to my audience and like all the things I normally do? But that, for me, a standing ovation isn't a win at the end of that presentation. What's a win is, do people come up to me at the end of my presentation and go, I'd like to book you to speak at my conference. So I recommend, when you look at your calendar, you have those talks that you're doing that are professional, right? Like, meaning I'm getting paid to do a talk. If you get speaking engagements from it, that's wonderful and great. But if you don't, you've already won because you've got your keynote fee. You do your other percentage of talks, which are just give back talks. Like, I do this for the local nonprofit who's got no money, and I care about doing stuff for the community, and I do those, right? But then you have a third category, which is your biz dev talks. And your biz dev talks are specifically to do business development, biz dev. Now, I'm a big fan of the ASAE network, which Pam was talking about. Pam, should I go deeper into the ASAE? Do folks know about that?
Yeah, please go into it, because I think, especially for Vicky and for Eva, I'm not sure if Eva, you're familiar with it, and Trina, and YB, those are the areas that really they do a lot of those kind of speaking. So
I'll do a quick. I'm gonna do a quick little mini masterclass on biz dev, right? So in the professional development space, I would recommend ASAE. If you're in the college space, I would recommend APCA, APCA, the Association for Promotion of Campus Activities. If you're in, and that's college, yeah. And if you're in the youth space, I would recommend Gear Up or Trio. Okay. So depending upon where you are in the world, those are all really, really good. So youth, Gear Up, Trio, happy to talk about any of these if you have questions. College, APCA or NACA, NACA, National Association of Campus Activities. For those who want to do businesses and professionals, I would recommend ASAE, the American Society of Association Executives. Now, the ASAE is a association for association executives, as Pam referred to, right? So here's why that's so powerful. What does every single association have to do? An annual conference. The annual conference is the single largest deliverable of any association. And what does an association want? Dues paying members. So if you're part of an association, I've got to pay my dues so that I can be a member. Why do I pay my dues? Yes, for the networking and yes, for the stuff. But you know what the biggest deliverable is? 50% of it? It's the annual conference. It's that event that you go to where you meet your colleagues and your counterparts and you help them and they help you and you learn from speakers. Now, the association has a vested interest in doing a really good job with that annual event, because this is what a lot of people don't know. The annual conference typically, not always, but typically is 50% of the operating budget of those associations. Meaning the amount of money that they make from vendors, from ticket sales, from all of that stuff covers 50% of their expenses. So it's a big deal and they've got to do it every single year. Now, if you're a new speaker, associations are where you want to be at right now, in my opinion. If you're at the business, if you're at college, APCA, NACA, that's where you want to be. If you're at youth, Gear Up Trio, that's where you want to be. The reason why you want to be at associations is because what association does not want to do is bring the same speaker that everyone has already seen over and over and over again, because they're going to go, I've already seen this guy. I know what jokes he's going to say. I've already seen her. I know what she's going to say. They're actually always looking for the diamond in the rough. They're looking for that person who can come in and bring, you know, great content and great stories and great energy and great information. So it's a wonderful thing. And if you work it right, associations are like, it's like the dream stage, because you get paid to speak. You speak to, like, so let's say I'm speaking to a room full of insurance agents. So I'm speaking to an association for insurance, right? So there's a group called Big I. If you're unfamiliar with Big I, they're an association of insurance agents. They got Big I Michigan, Big I New York, Big I New Hampshire. Like every state's got one, right? But imagine, who are their members? Well, they're all insurance companies, right? So imagine getting paid to speak to a room full of people who own businesses, who could then pay you to come speak to their companies, right? Does that concept make sense?
I love it.
So
it's kind of
this
like with
is
real
the
estate as well. If you speak to a room of the National Real Estate Association, and you're speaking to realtors, all the realtors can get you to actually come and speak as well. So,
and those are strategic stages, Pam, what you're talking about. Those are the stages where, you know, and maybe certain stages they'll pay you nothing. Maybe they'll pay you a little. Like, so Pam says 5,000. She's 100% right about that. That's the entry point. But you know what? If the Colorado Society of Association Executives said, hey, Arel, we'd like to have you come on stage to speak to all of our members and we can only pay you $1,000, I'm not going to go, keep the money. I know what I'm worth. I'm going to be like, you're paying me to get more business right now. Hell's yeah, let go. This is going to be the best day ever. It's wonderful. Now, you got to keep in mind, I wouldn't do something like that for like, oh, I've got a nonprofit and it's our annual conference and we want to do something for our members, and you have no idea what you're walking into. You've got no idea if there's any, it's not the same. But if you're like, no, like everyone in the room is a like potential client, do whatever you got to do to get there. Like do everything you have to do to get there. Some very simple things you can do. I know we're getting into business strategy and not talk it up. I swear I'm going to get into talk about. For ASAEs, I'm a big fan of just going to any one of their websites. So each state has one of these. So they have call for proposals on their websites. Fill out the call for proposals. Now, if you get a call for proposal, you're not going to be the keynote speaker, typically. Sometimes you will, but not typically. You'll be a workshop presenter. Listen, if I got 30 people in a room who represent 30 different associations and I'm doing a workshop, like I only need one, I only need one to have a good day, right? So, just because you're not the main stage speaker is fine. I actually recommend kind of getting into the workshop, doing a good job there, and then getting onto the main stage, and talking that's going to help you do some of those things. So anyway, I kind of got sidetracked here, but hopefully that was helpful.
No, that is very helpful. How many people like that? Was that like the that's it? if you just summed it up, like, where do we go next? It's the
One of the
associations
one of
of
the other things that I'd love to share with everybody, thanks for that, Arel, because you're so right. I had done a session for a local chapter of women in cable and telecommunications because I knew that industry. That chapter went to the next chapter. I did one for that chapter. That chapter went to the next chapter. I did one for that chapter. Then they asked me, look, can you just come to national conference and do it for us to do it? So it does work. It helps in terms of where you go. So any industry that you are an expert in the industry as well only gives you an additional of a leg up. So I just wanted to put that out there. But
No,
all of my speaking has only come from doing that, not because I was called to be a keynote.
right.
I
And
love that.
what you're saying is so important because there's a really important nuance with what you said that I am like, again, we'll go into it because I think it's worthwhile, right? If you have a national association that's got state chapters, regional chapters, local chapters, there's a whole infrastructure. If you do well with one, I call it land and expand. You land one and then you expand horizontally within there. So, like, I worked with a group called Community Action Agencies. A lot of people don't know about community action agencies. Some people do. They're sometimes called community action partnerships. They're in pretty much every single city in all of America and they get lots of funding, right? So, you do one and then all of a sudden they refer you to the next one. So, like, the number one speaking lead is the person in your audience. The number two is the person who's experienced you, who refers you to someone else. That's the second most highest quality lead you'll get. So what you did is kind of landed one and then expanded. And if you're in the right network and you're in the right vertical, you could eat all day, every day. Like Gear Up is an example of that. There's dozens of, for those of you in the youth market, dozens of gear ups, all maybe even I don't know if it's hundreds, but there's a lot of gear ups all over the country. You get in with one, it's so much easier to expand. But if you go into like a private company like Shure, if they're one company and they're going to bring me in, they may not have lots of different departments, but some companies do, right? Like you could speak at one company that has like a North American division, and then you can speak at that same company if they have like a Caribbean division or, so there's lots of different ways to land and expand. And I'm happy to go deeper into that, but it's a really great philosophical approach to not just going, I hope everyone will book me, and you just send emails out to everybody and everyone. Look, but if you're like, hey, I want to work with SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Managers, which is a great vertical, you could target all these SHRMs. And then when you get one, you go, hey, SHRM Pennsylvania, I just did a talk at SHRM New York. I'd love to do one with you. And okay, I got off topic. I want to get back on topic.
Basically, too, how media works as well. If you land a ABC affiliate in Charlotte, you can land an ABC affiliate in Raleigh, Durham, Michigan, whatever. Vicky, I want to make sure that you do come to the Women in Technology and Cable in Michigan, because they have a very active group as well. So you want to make sure that you do that. Welcome, Tiana. I want that land and expand. We don't really have, we have Lynetta Houston as a youth speaker, but everybody else is, but she's switching. So everybody else is in that space of business. YB speaks a lot at Chambers of Commerce. That is one of his sweet spots where he speaks a lot as well. But I think, and he does a lot of podcasts and things like that. But you all heard the strategy, but one of the things he said is about networking is really, really key in any of this. So people experiencing you. So I'm glad you all showing up. I always say, don't just show up, go up. So, all right.
And I'll say one more thing, and we'll get back to talking about the Chamber of Commerce. For any of you who've not done work with Chamber of Commerce, it's the lowest hanging fruit for every single one of you. It really, really is, because this is how I position it. Hey, Chamber of Commerce, I'm a national speaker. Whether you are or not yet is irrelevant, right? Like, I'm a national speaker. I speak all over the country, but I've never spoken in my hometown. I'd love to do a presentation on this subject, on this topic, because I'd like to network and meet more local businesses. I will waive my speaking fee because I want to build a relationship with you and the other organizations. I promise it'll be high value. I'm not going to sell or anything like that. It's just going to be high value. The chamber is going to be like, heck yeah, like, we'd love to have you come in. But now you get to speak to a room full of businesses. And I've gotten a lot of local business speaking opportunities from Chamber of Commerce's, because if you speak locally and they're like, wow, we got this great speaker in our back door, there's nothing cooler than like driving to a talk in the morning and being back in your home before lunch. Like that's nutso. Like that almost never happens. Like it's so great. So if you've not like thought about Chamber of Commerce, it is such low hanging fruit that I think you 100% need to, because it's there. And then you do one, you do the other.
And they have to do programming. And their main thing is to let them know, for each one of you all know that my hat is always in PR. If you are going to speak at a local chamber, please issue a press release, because local chambers want their members to come, but they also want other people to know that they're having this meeting and that they're going to have a full room. And that makes that chamber executive director look good, because they've got a full room, because you're speaking, because you went out and beat the drum. You went out and actually did PR for them. You actually are helping them with their job. That's with anything. The media, they want you to help them with their job so they look good to their boss. And then you get in the room all the time.
And you know, the other thing I'll say is, for I know some of us are in the beginning stages. You could also, depending upon your relationship with the chamber, say, "Hey, I'll waive my speaking fee, but is there a way for you to get a video of my presentation?" Right? Because the most valuable asset you need that a lot of people don't have a good one of is a speaker demo reel.
That's
so
it.
Trade services, I'll speak, and they probably have someone in-house, or they have a video production company that like will do it for free for exposure, for the same reason you are. You get free high quality video and audio. I've done that a bunch of times. I have video footage that I've used in demo reels that come from chambers because it was free, right? Like I don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get it. So anyway,
Love
okay.
that.
Okay,
Cool,
let's get to I love this strategy stuff. I'll like, if anyone has any questions, I'll happy to go deeper into this track, because I love that stuff. But that's why
We're gonna have you in our other group too, and Ready Set Go Speak, because this is
100%.
gold. You've been doing it
100%.
forever. You've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool. So let's go back to talking. Okay, cool. So all right. So number one, stage side leads. Now, what Talk It Out's going to help you do is literally, if there's anyone and everyone in your audience that books speakers, Talk It Out is going to identify all of those people for you. So when you're done with your talk, literally even before you get off the stage, you'll have a list of everybody who potentially wants to book you to speak. So I'm going to show you how we do that in a little bit. Number two, one of the reasons why it's hard to get booked to speak in the beginning is because no one trusts you. They don't know who you are. They don't know if Carolyn's going to walk in and say something wild, right? Of course, you would never do something like that, but they don't know. They don't want someone to come in and be like, I think all women should be in the kitchen and not working. They'd be like, why'd you bring that speaker in? That's a horrible human. Why would you do that? I don't believe that, by the way. No one get offended, right? I'm just saying, like, like they don't want you to come in and say something wild boy. The philosophical way that I've learned to understand it is, for all of you who have children, grandchildren, pets, I want you to imagine you needed someone to watch your child overnight because you needed to go on a business trip. Well, who are you going to trust with your most precious, living entity? A rando that's like, I watch kids, let me watch your kids for you. No. Like, you first start with someone you know. Then the next thing you do is you go to people in your family or your friend circle. Do you have someone you trust? You look for those referrals. And then third, if you don't have those, you might go to like care.com and look for someone. But you need someone who's got lots of reviews and lots of third-party verification, other people who've used them. If you actually think about it, that's how we make all of our purchasing decisions today. If you go to Amazon, what influences how you make a purchase? Reviews, because you know they're unbiased. You know that they've not been, if they're bad, they'll tell you they're bad. If they're good, they'll tell you that they're good. They're not biased. So you use reviews to make Airbnb choices, Uber choices, all these things. That's how we do it. Restaurant choice. Where do I want to eat? Ooh, this has got 25,000 reviews on Yelp, 5 stars. I know it's good. I can trust it. It's got no reviews. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Maybe not worth the risk, right? So this idea of reviews are so important because we as speakers, as a category, don't do that. We don't get feedback. We don't get data. And if we do, we typically do it through something like a SurveyMonkey or a Google Forms. And if you ever have, or paper form. And if you ever do that, event organizers know the dirty little secret. If you've ever done that, if you don't like what someone says, you delete it because you're like, I ain't gonna try to have that person messing up my vibe. So you're getting 100% all the time, and then they don't look real, and then people don't believe them. So even though you're collecting data, it's not believed. So what we're gonna do with Talk It Out is help you collect audience feedback. So number one, yes, you can figure out how to get better, and yes, you can figure out how to make 1% improvements, but also you're getting data from your audiences that you're providing an ROI, that you're providing value, so that when you reach out to someone, especially if you do a land and expand, you can show and demonstrate the value based upon the work that you've done. So it's very, very valuable. We make it easy for you to share those. And then the third thing that we're going to help you do, the problem we're going to help you solve is this. And so many of you, I'm actually so happy to share this with you at this stage of your speaking game, because professional speakers who've been doing this for a long time, when I say this point, their stomach drops, their heart drops. So I ask them a question. I go, hey, how many people have you spoken to in your career? And they go, 50,000 people. 60,000 people. Like, they're so proud of that number, until I ask them the follow-up question. How many of those people are on your email list? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't really put a lot of, come on. Like, I want you to think about this for a moment. Every single time you speak, you can add people to your email list. Every single time you speak to 10 people, 15 people, 100 people. These are the people that when you've got a coaching program, they're going to want to be a part of it. When you have a book that comes out, they're going to want to be a part of it. Building your email list, every successful entrepreneur and business owner will tell you the money is in the list. The money is in the list. But as speakers, we literally have a bunch of people we can add to our list that we don't have to run any Facebook ads. We don't have to do any JVs, joint ventures. We don't have to do anything crazy like that. We just have to do the thing we're doing anyway, which is speaking. But if you could pull 60 to 80% of every audience that you speak to onto your email list, and then just provide value to them as you normally would anyway, and build a relationship with them, when you are ready to sell or do something, it's easy. It's not so hard. It doesn't feel like you're starting from ground zero. It's really, really, really valuable. So those are the three problems we're going to help you solve. And what I'm going to do in like 5 minutes is show you exactly how we do all those things. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen here. And we are here. Okay. So this is a Talk It Out slide. This is a slide that's created for you within Talk It Out. All you've got to do is insert this into your presentation deck toward the end of your presentation, and you ask your audience to give you feedback. Now, I'm going to show you how this all works. If you want to ask me about best practices on how to tee it up, I'll show you how on average we get 60 to 80% of every audience to actually do what I'm about to say. But you just basically tee it up in a way I'm happy to talk about. The audience scans it. As a thank you for them giving you feedback, you give them something. So you could give them a PDF. You can give them an audio. You can give them a video. You can send them to a link. You can give them something that is of value to them that they'll want. So when they scan this QR code, it'll take them to a survey. Now this survey here, let's just use this code. Well, if you use our slide, which we recommend, and you scan it, it'll automatically enter this so the audience doesn't have to do it. So then it goes, let me go. There we go. Boom. Now, so they put in their name, they put in their email, and we go, let's go. Now, our tool is pre-built. You don't have to build this survey out. It's pre-built for you, and it moves in different directions based on how people answer. It's called branch logic. So we ask, first question, was this valuable? If they say no, well, we then move our survey in a different direction because we want to go, why wasn't it valuable? This is crucial for you to make these 1% improvements in your actual message. Wow. I'll tell you a real quick personal story. When I first started using Talk It Out, I got low scores on a talk. And I was like, what happened? This is a solid talk. I saw in my comments that people said, Arel, you were fat shaming during your talk. Oh. And I was like, what? I was trying to think about what, and then I said, oh, I get it. I gave an example in my talk that said, there are some people that have obesity that runs in their family, but they still eat healthy and they still exercise because they say, I'm going to control what I can control, and whatever I can't, I can't. And there are other people that say, well, obesity runs in my family. There's no point to work out. There's no point to exercise. My type of genetics won't do well, so I'm just going to enjoy life. And you can decide who you want to be. When I realized that people took that as fat shaming, I said, no, that's not the intent of my heart. So I changed it to heart disease. I said, some people have heart disease that runs in their family. They exercise, they eat healthy. So it was a little change, but now I've never gotten a bad review when I do that talk because of these 1%. So there's always things that we can get better at no matter how good we are, because we're just blind to them, right? But if they say, yes, it is valuable, we measure on what's called a Likert scale. It's a 1 to 5 scale of how valuable the talk is. So we ask things like, is it actionable? Is it engaging? Is it interactive? Is it inspiring? Is it relevant? And then we ask if they're interested in hearing future sessions by you. And they say definitely yes, probably not, right? How they answer these questions automatically get turned into a report like this for you, okay? Now, this was a talk that I gave a couple of months ago to the United Way. So I did a New York State conference for them. I literally spoke at the conference, and I've booked speaking engagements for people who attended that event. So it was really, really nice, right? But I want you to see this. 94 people responded. 100% said my talk was valuable. 98% said they want to hear me speak again. And my engaging scores were all in the high 90s, interactive, inspiring, relevant. Now, here's what's fascinating about this. I can go to my client and say, thank you so much for bringing me in. Look at the impact we were able to make together. This is measurable impact, right? This was engaging. This was interactive. Now, my client can then go, we did a good job bringing Arel in. So they become more comfortable referring me, recommending me. But I want you to check this out. You see how it says 98% said they want to hear me speak again? When I engage in rebooking conversations, I'm not going, hey, would you like to book me again? Maybe, kind of. Has anyone ever had a really super awkward rebooking conversation? Hey, thanks so much for bringing me in. You know, I had a great time. Maybe we should do this again. So, you know, it feels like an awkward first date. That's out the window when you've got data, because what I can now say with a lot of confidence is, hey, look, 98% of your audience wants to hear me speak again. Let's do one of my other programs because clearly this has resonated with them. So it allows you, it totally gives you confidence, because you're not like, I hope. It's like, no, it's data. And then with our tool, if you click share this report and click download report, you can turn this into an instantly shareable social media image. Yeah. So you can post this on LinkedIn and say, hey, I just spoke to the great executives of United Way, New York State. So grateful that my message resonated with them. They impact so many people. So I'm so grateful to help them unlock the power of their team, whatever else I want to say. But now it's not just, because here's what we do. If you give a speaking engagement, and it's just what we do, we always post the same pictures. Here's me on stage. Here's me with my arms around the audience. I just spoke at this event, but it doesn't mean you did a good job. Like, how many of you have ever been to an event where someone did a bad job and they were the keynote speaker?
Yeah.
So they could post a picture of them on stage. They could post a picture of them with their arms around people. Doesn't mean they did a good job. It just means they did it. So with this, it allows you to actually have a proof point that you did a good job. Now, this is the other thing that I do with this tool. I share this report with my host. I want you to catch this. The moment I get off stage. So when I get off stage, I talk to whoever wants to talk to me, but I'm literally showing this report at the event. And here's why. Every one of your hosts is having this question after they book you. Did the audience like it? You know, you think that too, by the way, right? When you get off stage, aren't you like, did I suck? Did I do good? I think they like me. I don't know. Like, so is your host. So I like to share this with them as soon as possible because I want them to know, great job. And here's why this is valuable. A couple of reasons. Number one, most feedback reports take weeks or months. If you've ever spoken at a conference and they have their own feedback tool, you don't get those results until months later because they're not quick. This is instant. So it's like really powerful. And it also hedges your bets. Check this out, okay? Do you want to hear Arel speak again? One person said probably not. Do you see this? Probably don't want to hear. What if my client, the first person she asked, what did you think about the speaker, was this person who said that they probably don't want to hear me speak again? They'll probably say something like, oh, he was really good, but like, oh, you know, like maybe she didn't like me for some reason. Now their first impression of me is going to be that first conversation. So like, even though 98% of the audience loved it, that one person could totally sully the whole thing. So I want to show them this data to like hedge my bets to make sure that like they're seeing measurable impact and they're seeing it quickly. Vicky, what's up? You are muted, Vicky, so I cannot hear anything you're saying.
I'm sorry. I use Talkadot all the time. It's a great tool. You have done a phenomenal job with it, right? It gives you great information. I look at the reports. But what I struggle with is two things. One, I want the Talkadot slide to match my brand. I don't want it to be off brand in the presentation. So I'm struggling with how to do that, number one. The second thing is that when they fill it out, I do want to give them something for free, but I don't want people to get it for free if they didn't fill it out. How do you put those two together? So yes, you fill it out. Now you can download my PDF, or you can download my book, or whatever you're going to give away as a free offer. Those are the two things I struggle with. But other than that, this tool rocks. It rocks.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know what? We got your back. Now, if you go into your homepage, so you see this right here, this homepage? We actually have a Canva template for you. I'm going to throw in the direct link into the chat. Just
Okay.
So right here, if you ever lose this link, you can click on Canva template and it says need to customize your slide. And then you could play around with it, change the colors, do every and anything that you need to do to make it match your branding. So we got your back there. Yeah. So you just throw that in and you're good to go. In terms of the thing, people can only get the feedback at the end of the survey. So they can't get your thing until they've given you feedback. Right. So you're good to go there. You have none to worry about with that.
But how do you get it to them? So they do the survey. And
I'll show you right now.
Yeah, they fill out the survey, and at the end it says, all done. Thank you so much. Get your bonus. And then they
Oh, okay. Thank you. I just didn't know where to load it, because I was like,
I got you. So
survey, that's great. Now, how do I get them the PDF I want them to load or whatever?
Yeah. So when you create your slide, so I'll jump ahead and show you this, Vicky. When you create your slide here, you're going to have setup 1, which is, do you want to collect leads? Step 2, create your code. And step 3 right here, it says, give something to your audience. This is where you put in your PDF, upload your PDF, or put in your link, or put that there. And then once and I'll just like do this for illustrative purposes here. So once you do this and have it set up, you'll get to like check it, make sure it looks good and it's functioning the way you want it to look. But then you just click looks good, download my slide. And then your slide's made for you right here. You can just click it and download it. And when they're done giving you your feedback, the final screen, which I'll show you in a moment, has the access to the bonus. So that's how you get it to them. So you're good to go there. You're all set.
Thank you. I've been trying to figure that out, but thank you.
we got your back. This is why we're here.
That's what the community is for. That's
why we're here.
Right.
Yeah, this is why we're here. So, and when you click on that link, make sure to make a copy. I think you make a copy of it. If the Canva link is asking you to make a copy, then you can do whatever you want to it. If you can't make a copy of it, Eva, let me know. And we have to make sure that our permissions are correct. Okay, so we get this report.
Sorry,
now
it just says we have to request access. I don't have access to it when I click on it.
Oh Lord, we got to change it.
So I requested access. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I will make sure it shouldn't do that. So you should just click in and get it. So you may have just uncovered a little privacy challenge that we need to fix. So we'll get that set up. We'll get that set up for you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is the lead generation portion. So I want to break this down to you because this is a part of our tool that I think not enough people fully grasp. So we asked this first question: do you book paid speakers for events? If they say no, our system skips everything I'm about to share with you. Meaning, if I don't want to book you or I can't book you, I'm not getting asked, well, do you want to book Arel? Can I get your contact information to book Arel? Like, we're not doing any of those things. But if they say yes, we then qualify them for you. Would you like to book Arel for a future speaking engagement? If they say not yet, or oops, I clicked this by accident, we then skip what I'm about to share with you. But if they do say yes, we go, great. We grab their name and email from what they put earlier. They drop in their phone number. They drop in their title. They drop in their organization. And now from this part of the survey, they get categorized into your My Leads section. So up here in the right-hand corner, it says My Leads, right? So when you go here, these are all of the people over the last year that have said, I book speakers and I'd like to book you, but here's what we do for you. We categorize them as hot, cold, and warm leads. Here's how we do that, okay? So you'll see the snowflake right here. It's cold. These are for the people when we said, do you want to book Arel? They said, possibly. So if they're possibly, we go, okay, that's a cold lead. But we ask, do you want to book Arel? If they say definitely, they get this red flame if they give you their name, their title, their organization, their phone number, and their email. If they give you everything, they most likely want you to actually get in touch with them. However, if they say they definitely want to book you to speak, like this person right here, that's a warm lead. Why? Because they didn't give me their phone number, right? If somebody wants you to be in touch with them, they want to make it as easy as humanly possible. Here's everything you need because I want you to reach out. So even though they're just filling it out very quickly, we're analyzing their responses to make it easier for you to know, here are my hot leads, here are my cold leads, here are my own, all that kind of fun stuff, right? Anyone who can refer you goes to the referral section. So these are all of the people who said, hey, I don't book speakers, but I'd like to introduce you to someone who does, right? So if they want to introduce you, these are people you want to reach out to, not to get booked, but to be like, hey, engagement director, I'd love, this person's in the Caribbean, I definitely want to work there, right? Like, hey, engagement person, like, who do you want to introduce me to that could be a good fit? And then everyone who's given me their email address, I had 3,000 people that I've added to my email list over the last year. They're all put here, and I can click here and I can download all of these as like CSV files, upload them to my CRMs and all that kind of fun stuff. So I can download them, upload them, and I have full access to do that. And then the final part of this survey is we capture testimonials for you. So we asked this question, and by the way, this is a very intentional question. If you had to describe this session to a friend or colleague, what would you say? Because that gets you answers like this. I cried. There's nothing more comforting than the ability to connect with your speaker on so many levels. It's not about the life you live. It's about how you show up for it. You're a kind soul with the ability to fill the room with laughter while providing a fresh perspective of our future. Oh my gosh, that's like wonderful. But now I can take this testimonial, click these 3 dots and go download shareable testimonial. And now, bam, I can download this and post what people are saying about my talks to my social media following and that kind of stuff as well. So it's really, really easy to do so. And then we do a catch-all question, anything else we should know? That goes down to our attendee feedback section here. Oh, by the way, we showcase the first 10 or 12 testimonials. If you click view all, you can see what everybody and their mama had to say. So if somebody down here says something really powerful, I can just click the star and then it'll take that and move it to the front of my report. So I can showcase my favorite testimonials because after the report's done, you'll see a couple of things. If you have a pro account, you have the opportunity to add a book a meeting link. So this is for people who want to jump on your calendar and want to book you to speak. They can, if you have Calendly schedule ones, you can book me. I use Google's calendar feature. They can. Those are for the hottest of hot leads. Like if they jump on the calendar with you, they're super hot, right? But everyone else, this is what you see, Vicky. You see how to get your bonus? They click on that, and that's how they get access to the thing that they wanted to give away, whatever it might be. And then you've got your social media here. This is underrated, but I feel like really powerful. I recommend only putting the social media you actually want people to follow you on, right? So I only really want people to follow me on LinkedIn. So I put it there, but it's a link. This is the key. Because it's clickable, you can actually tell people, hey, make sure to connect with me on LinkedIn. You'll see my link at the end of my survey. The reason why that's important, because if you've ever put up a slide with your contact information and you tell the audience, stay in touch with me, nobody does.
Know what to do. Yeah.
They don't do it. So with it being a clickable link, they can click on it, connect with you on LinkedIn, connect you on Instagram, whatever it might be. So you build your social media following, you build your email list, you get data to prove the effectiveness of your talk, and you pull leads, and it takes less than 2 minutes. And your client loves the fact that you did this because they get a data report. You can take this report here. Where'd it go? Here. Click copy report link, and now I can send this report to somebody just by pasting the URL there.
Oh
So
my
your
God.
client loves that you did that because they get the data. You love the fact that you get leads and you get data to prove how effective you are. And your audience member appreciates that you did this because they get that ebook or that video or whatever is the thing you're giving them as a bonus. So all three of the parties win, and it takes less than 2 minutes.
Oh my God.
There it is.
This is amazing. And you did it in time.
Yeah, we got right to the end of it. Right to the end of it.
I love it.
Yeah,
Oh
and for
my
any
God.
of you who don't have an account yet, there's a link in the chat. This is a special link just for Pam Perry's folks. Click on that. You'll be able to get access to our account. Now we have two versions of our account. One is free and the other is $35 a month billed annually. So it's just $420 for the year. But with this account link, you'll be able to try out our pro for version of it. No credit card or anything like that required. You can just jump in and play around with the tools. If you do want to upgrade to a pro account and keep it after the 30-day window, it's just $374 for the first year. And then after that, it's just $399 instead of $420, which is $35 a month billed annually. So you get a little bit of a discount and you get all of the support that Pam's going to continue to give you. And it's a tool that literally will change the way you get stage side leads, get your data. And if you don't want to pay for it because you're at the beginning of your speaking career, we have a free version of our tool. So there's no reason to not use it because we're here to help you grow depending upon where you are in your biz.
Love it. Ariel, oh my God, this was amazing. You know, I hope everybody, I think there was a few people that I know Stephen got it right away when I first told him about it, but I want all of you all to have that. This is a game changer. Okay. It is the game changer for how to talk about every Zoom, build your email list, get a CRM, keep, see how they all built on each other. And then is there one spot where you can download, Ariel, all the people who said they would like to speak with you and to send them follow-up emails within that system? Or do you have to download as a CSV and put in your CRM?
Yeah, great question. So as of right now, you do have to download it and take care of the email for yourself. We are creating a feature that we're going to release in 2024 where email and automations will be built into Talkadot. So that is on the roadmap. Yeah.
Oh my God. I know that's it. That's it right there. That is the cool tool. It's all in one. Tari has
So just a quick question. If we are utilizing the free one, we just use that link to upgrade, or because you just sent me an email actually saying to upgrade by December the 20th. So do I use this link or do I use what you?
No, if you already have an account, then you can just go into, so if you already, let me just share my screen with you real quick. What I want to do is make sure, so all you want to do to upgrade is just go onto this image and click settings.
Okay.
And then you can just go over to your plans and billing and then select the Talkadot Pro account. If you did you sign up through Pam's link or did you sign up?
I'm pretty sure I went through Pam's because I found out about it at the Speak Sell Shine. Yeah,
if you found out through there, and I'll double check on the back end if you already have an account that you are connected to Pam. And if not, for any reason, I'll connect you on the back end. So when you upgrade, you'll still get that Pam Perry discount.
Oh, cool. How does the speaker go? How does the speaker go to be such a tech person? It's a whole thing, but yeah, you're like the Mr. Tech guy.
I will say building a tech business is totally different than building a service-based business. And it is all about the team. I have an incredible team that is so much smarter than I am. I am not a one-man show for this. I've got 2 amazing co-founders. We've got 3 employees who are incredible. So we've got a really, really solid team.
I love this. I love it. The tech stuff, people who I said this not too long ago. I think I said to Omar, people who own the software and the systems, they win. So Amazon's software and the system, all the software, those are the winners. And I'm so glad to see that you are doing this. That is cool. I love it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you all. This is the last one. I want to keep you all till 3. A couple of people jumped off already. I know, but we do have Ready, Set, Go Speak, and some of you all are in that as well. Tari is in it, Eric is in it, Eva's in it, YB is in it. So we're basically doing this continually for a year at least, just continually going on and doing this. And so I would like you to do, our goal is to have about 500 people in the group. And I'd like you to come back and from time to time do some trainings and talk to the people about what you just did with Talk It Out. This is amazing. And what you did beforehand, like just really breaking down that whole speaking game, that was dope. I mean, you know, you just like, this is what you do. And what I always say, that you listen, take the nuggets and do the action. Don't think about it, just jump and just do it. I mean, you're going to, you know, continually improve as you go. And that part, when you say, well, you know, we'll just match the logo to the presentation. I want to say to Vicky, if she's going to watch the recording, sometimes don't worry about the smaller things like the logos and the colors. Just get the data, because ain't nobody gonna be up there. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna scan my QR code on that right there because it ain't matching her brand. The only one that cares about that is you. The people just want the free download. So let's not get hung up on that, okay? Because completion is better than perfection. I've learned that. The speak, sell, shine. If I had to have everything all in place before I did anything, I wouldn't have did anything, because everything was, we were making the adjustment as we go. So don't get hung up with that. I will want to say, just, you know, all of you all, I love you all. I hope you continue with us over Ready, Set, Go, Speak. That is our community. We're on the Mighty Network over there. This lady here, I want to have her in our community and talk to us how she did everything to put her Mighty Network together, Gina. But next Friday is Lindsay. He's going to be snatching edges about YouTube. So maybe not for you, Arel. He doesn't snatch edges, but really he'll be talking about how we are really going to grow our YouTube channel. And that is like the main strategy I want everybody to really get and do. And then if there's anything that you want to say before we leave, to Arel or to me or to Ryan or Allegra, I think Allegra's still on the phone. I see a hand up over here. Was that Eva? Was that from you this time, or was that from last time?
That's Eric.
Is that Eric? Okay. Eric, you had your hand up. Okay. I thought that was Dawn. Okay. Whoever has something. Okay. That's you. All right. Unmute. Can't hear you.
Eric, no one can hear you, brother.
Okay. There you go.
No, that was me. That was Arel talking. That wasn't.
Okay.
No, can't hear you, Eric. Maybe turn your volume up.
Maybe do your headset or. Well, next Friday.
Sign language.
Yeah, sign language. Next Friday at 2 is Lindsay, and we'll be in Mighty Network. The Sunday is the Pan Master class. You all can come to that. That's on Zoom. YB said that he would join me. If any of you all want to join me too, just a quick little thing about what it'll be. So far, I have about 100 people registered. So it's kind of like a little testimonial about how to really promote, amplify, and market your message. That's really like the main thing. You know, it's not always about the optics. I always tell you all about that. It's not about the optics. It's about really moving stuff forward. It's about the email. It's about building the business. So you know that you've had that in your head for the entire time. The Tiana, I think she's on right now, but one of the main things I just challenge you all to make sure that you every day that you're doing something for your community so that they know how to do business with you. Trina, you have been doing that and you did an excellent job. So that is really, really key. It's just like, she knows that's what I have to do. But it's also a community. But Vicky just said, I've been trying to figure this out for whatever months. And all she do is just ask in the community, like, how do you do that? And Arel says, oh, all you have to do is this and this. So sometimes it'll take us so long to go around the bush when you could just ask someone. And that's what I want us to be for each other. To really just say, hey, how did you do that? Or what software did you use? The thing that has always been helpful for me when I ask people, what software do you use? It changes my life. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I needed. I didn't know about it. There's no software that's just going to jump out and like, I dream about it and it's going to come to me. You have to ask people. And it's always new and changing. So it's never, the software I used in 2020 is not the software I'm using today. That's why it's rebooting Ready, Set, Go, Speak, because it's new software. So Hey, Real, it's 8 minutes after. Thank you so much. Excellent, excellent job. I can't wait to just really work more with you in 2024. So thank you all. And I will see you all later. Okay. God bless you guys. I got the screen share of us. So I'm gonna be putting that out there. Okay. All righty. Take care. That's a little heart thing. All righty. Love you guys. We'll see you. All right. Bye-bye.